regular type dude.
Whatever.
How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
I am a medium.
Dress size? Number?
A 10.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
157.
Fresh face out of the shower, just your natural face. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you
This
rank
is
your
my
looks?
natural face.
What? Okay, fresh face out of the shower, your natural face. You can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? 1 to 10.
A 6.
Okay. A 6 is right above average. A 5 is average, right? You're 5'3", 100, dress size 10, so that's above average weight. 5'3", you should be roughly dress size 4. 4'6", 125 pounds. Even if I believe you're 157, 160, you're almost 33 pounds, 33% over your ideal target weight. And you have listen. If you're average to cute looking, if you're below average health from a weight standpoint, and you have 2 children, overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average? Factor all those things in together.
Average.
So why should you get anything over? Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are.
I see millionaires with average women all the time.
They don't have big chest tattoos either, and 2 other kids. Man, I'm just saying. Okay, I want to. No. I mean, let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man?
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right here real quick. All right, so thoughts on this clip so far. Let's go with Chels first. What's your thoughts on this clip?
I mean, for how long it took her to answer about her dress size, that's definitely not an accurate dress size. Doesn't take that long to think about what your dress size is.
Right.
And the whole millionaire comment with average women.
Yeah.
Oh, I know we've talked about this before, but
so Nick, what's your thoughts? Do you think that average women think that they're settling for average men?
Yeah, they think
I think like
settling. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Nicole.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I was just gonna say, I think it's so dumb that she's saying settling. Like I get what she's saying. If she thinks she should get somebody like that's like above her, okay, fine. But like consider yourself lucky, or like that's like a privilege. Like you shouldn't call it settling with somebody that's like you're equal to you.
Facts. Joe, thoughts. Joe, I know you got a lot to say.
I mean, listen, this was like, this stuff came out during the quarantine, right? And it's still relevant now. And I think that all of this, like, I'm glad that it's resurfacing and we're bringing it back, because I feel like this content was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Because where we are now since the quarantine is just absurd, right? But like, I feel like his platform predicted so much of this, and so much of so much of it is already coming into fruition, right? So what I'll say is I'm happy that Nicole said the response she said, and I feel the same way, right? I think that I want to clarify to the family, because it looks like we're live right now. So if we are, what's up, family? What's good? I hope you guys are joining us. You guys enjoy the live with our panel here and our guests. Average is not bad. I want to drill that point home, because I feel like whenever we have this conversation, people have stigmatized average. Average is not an insult. Average is not, for me, it's not an insult. Like, the overwhelming majority of people who are alive on this earth are average. It is what it is. Like, and I don't think that's a bad thing. My issue comes with women like this, where they would probably fall into that average range, but they feel like the average man is beneath them. And that's where I take issue, because I don't know, man. I feel like this kind of mentality is really screwing up the dating scene. And I hate it. I hate the direction the dating scene is going in now, because I feel like some women, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, I feel like this problem is happening more on the women's end, but maybe you guys will argue that men are being just as delusional, if not more. I don't know. But that's the problem that I see now, that average women don't want average men. And it makes absolutely no sense to me. So that's my take on that for now.
All right, let's keep going.
Maybe
Ain't
that
nothing
makes
wrong with it. Wait.
No,
Ain't
you
nothing-
said so I should
ain't
just settle.
nothing
No, you said that.
wrong.
Listen. You said so I should just settle for an average guy, and I'm like, you're an average woman. Why should you not
I
get?
would be settling. I mean, nothing
Why
wrong with
why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money,
You ain't finding enough for no money.
I'm not finding enough for some money.
All right. All right.
Look at her face.
I'm gonna keep it
You called
going.
it at the best time. Look at her face.
Close it, right?
I'm playing now.
No. You're
Average
six.
women,
You're five.
big
You're five. You said
billionaires.
you're six, ma'am. You said you're six. You don't get money. You get second shift at the plant.
Second shift at the plant.
Damn.
Bro, I miss him. I miss him dearly, bro.
Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
Okay, ma'am. So
I have my own business. Though.
congratulations. Don't care, ma'am. You got 2 children, and you said you are 6. I give you 5, 6. Your numbers together would be average. So why? So an average man would be upgrading to get you.
Look, I didn't say all that.
I'm asking, ma'am, because we're just having a conversation. You said you'd be settling, so by extension, he would
Okay,
be.
so I guess we'll be settling for each other.
Well,
Is that
but he, no. But my issue is, you said settling for him. That means you'd be getting something less than what you deserve. When we settle, we get
Because
less.
I already have everything that I need. If he's not adding to me, then that will be settling, right?
Fabian, I want you to understand what I asked you last night. I asked this question oftentimes with Black women. If you have to work as hard today or harder if you want children with a husband, would you rather have a husband or be single? And almost 100% of the time, Black women would say, if I have to work as hard as I am today with a husband, I'd rather be single, because a husband is not, just by being a man ain't enough. He's supposed to make her life easier.
All right, let me ask y'all too, as both of y'all are
Dang.
non-black. So let me ask both of y'all. If you get a husband, should the husband make your life easier? Like, let me ask Nicole this first. What's your thoughts? Should the husband make your life easier, or what's your thoughts on that? What he said?
No, I mean, I hate all of that talk. I hate women that are like, think, the man is just to provide for them and do this and do that. And they're just like going to sit by and be like a little princess. Like, I hate that.
Okay.
I also hate a husband that makes your life harder.
Fair.
That's just my own personal trauma. I'm sorry.
That's fair. That's fair.
Thoughts, Charles? So you get married today. Should your life be easier tomorrow than it was the day before?
No, because like Nicole said, when I hear easier, to me, that means that's like a woman saying basically she wants a provider, and her
Right.
life would be easier if he's paying all her bills and she doesn't have to do anything.
Okay.
But I don't think that's how relationships work. But
Right. Okay. All right. Let's
I
keep
think
going.
that's just us.
Did you have something that edge, or you want me to keep it going?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, there's some merit to that, right? To saying like, if I get married, my life should be easier, and that should go on both sides, right? So like, if you get married, I do feel like your life should get easier. Not just one-sided easiness, though. I think both sides are benefiting from it somehow. And I don't know. I feel like if your life is not easier getting married, then why get married? So I mean, I understand that point, but also like, you get to choose who you marry. So like, choose wisely, use the discernment. You wouldn't marry a guy who wasn't financially ready to have a family yet. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like even if if a man doesn't have solid ground, he shouldn't be out there trying to get married if he ain't got his stuff in order. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be prepared for that type of commitment. So to an extent, I understand that if you marry someone, your life should be easier, but it shouldn't be one-sided. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. No,
That's
I
all.
agree. So, but it has to be mutually beneficial. Like
Right.
it's like
There has to be
so,
mutual benefit. Right.
But
mutual
she's not thinking of it in terms of
Right.
how can I benefit him?
I
She's
would
thinking
love
of it.
to know what
Go ahead.
she thinks she's gonna do for her husband to make it easier for him. Because she's
Well, I
just
don't-
saying for her own personal benefit.
And she wants a rich man. So it's like, okay, like so you want a millionaire. She specifically mentioned a millionaire. Okay, you want a millionaire. How are you going to make this millionaire's life easier with your two kids?
Right.
Taking away his millions of dollars.
And kids too, right?
Yeah, she got two kids.
That's why
And-
he was
and-
like, the fact that you're even giving yourself a 6 and you
Yeah,
have
he
2
was like,
kids.
"Yo, tripping."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right,
let's
Larry,
keep
keep talking because this is crazy.
That is why I have no problem telling women to die alone. It is not our job to make women's lives easier. It's our job to protect, provide, but that's not necessarily easy. It's harder. Relationships are hard. So, ma'am, you got all the things you need, except somebody to share life with. And the man who can meet your standards, okay? Can he meet other women's standards? Okay, then why should he not get the best? If he can meet your high standard, he can meet another woman's standard. And all I'm saying is that why should a man have to settle for a woman with 2 kids? Because you got a business?
They don't have, Kevin, they don't have to settle for me.
But you said you'd be settling for him.
Okay, just like you,
Look, man.
Kevin, you say that
Mhm.
high value men are supposed to have money, right? That's what you say. So if they don't have money, that means their value is low, right?
No.
And you go off women.
No. If you want to know, no. High value men, that's a completely different component. That's less than 10% of men. And high value men get high value women who are in high demand.
Right.
That's not your category.
She said right, like she said.
Because I got kids, right?
You're not, ma'am. No, yes. Would you say that you're a woman that's in high demand or most wanted?
I could be. I mean, yeah, I could be. I mean,
You could be.
That's called absolute delusion, bro. This is called delusion. Like this is
No.
I could be. What does that even mean? That's like yes or no question.
If she really thinks a high demand guy is gonna want her, she is out of her mind. I'm also curious. She keeps saying she has a business, so shouldn't she have her own money?
Apparently she does. Remember, she said she can provide all for herself. So if a man is not adding to her
So
life,
then why does she need a man to?
that's the
Because
$1 million
apparently all
question,
these
right?
women just want to spend somebody else's money. I don't understand.
And Nicole, we asked this question the other night. Funny enough, I think I asked it to Chelsea and Ty, which is like, maybe you can help me understand, because me and Ty, we still haven't figured this out yet. But why is it that some women, not all, but there is a demographic of women that is growing, that are independent, that are educated, that have good jobs, that are financially independent. They worked for all this freedom to have opportunities, to have access to jobs, higher education, all this stuff they fought for, all these rights that they fought for. And now that they have it, they're still looking for a provider. I don't understand that. If you have everything and you are so self-sufficient, why are they still out here looking for somebody to retire them, to basically make them stay-at-home wives? Like, do you want, like, help me understand that?
I don't understand it. I really
It doesn't make any
don't
sense to me and Ty. So, or
Mm-mm.
Chelsea either. So,
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's keep going. Let's see what old girl has to say.
So
I'll take
okay,
care-
so
I'll take care. Can I
man,
tell you
listen.
something? Can I tell you about-
Don't
Can I
hold
tell you about myself?
Hold on. Ma'am, you're 37 with 2 children. Where in the world do women who are average to above average, average to cute, who are a little overweight with 2 kids, where are these women in high demand?
Kevin, I'm working on myself. So if
No,
I was
ma'am,
to
I asked a
lose-
very specific question. It's not, no, because you're working on yourself. That's fine, but that doesn't mean you're in high demand.
I can get there, can I?
No.
And
So
see,
you mean to tell me if I can lose 20 pounds and
80 years ago with a woman in your position, even without the children, 80 years ago would a woman in your position be with the top 10% man?
You said 80.
80 years ago.
You heard him. You heard what
80
he said.
years ago. Will she be with a man in the top 10% of all men? 80 years ago.
Yeah.
No. There are a limited amount of these men to go around. Ma'am. Just want you guys to understand, especially in the Black community. You're an average woman by any stretch of the imagination. And I think that's being fair. Average at best is more likely the term. Average at best would be pretty fair. But listen.
I'm listening.
But the issue is, so I got to settle for an average man. That's not settling. That's getting what you can afford to buy on the sexual marketplace.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one.
Okay, I think we did here, bro. I think. Okay.
I miss
right.
Kevin, bro.
I was
Yo.
gonna say, like, she talked about losing weight, but that doesn't. You're not losing your children,
I mean,
and you're not like decreasing in age here. So like, there's still other factors you can't.
Yo, that's the
Change
hardest
that.
line, yo. Be reincarnated is crazy, bro. Yo, he was a goddamn trailblazer, bro. Like,
yeah.
yo.
That was
And
amazing.
she's like really confused. Like, I'm confused. Like, I mentioned this before. These women got made in Manhattan syndrome, bro. Like, they think that after they see all that movie, they just gonna be walking in the park, walking their dog, hanging out with their 8 kids with 8 baby dads, and some random dude in a Lambo gonna pull up and be like, "Yo, hey, you, Sarah, I want to take care of you and your 8 kids. Let's go to the mountains and let's live there forever, and let's go fly kites and shit and go do all this crazy stuff." And it's like, because women see this stuff on social media and they see this stuff in the movies, they think that it's an attainable goal for them. And because that, they look at regular men like, yo, these the people that they actually could be with and have a life with, they're like, yo, I'm better than this dude. This dude's beneath me. And on top of it, let's just say hypothetically they do meet this rich dude that just pops out of nowhere. Hey, I'm gonna take care of you and your kids, give all y'all houses, give all y'all Lambos. Wouldn't he be settling for you?
100%. Yes.
Right. They don't think about that. And it's interesting because you guys know the I don't know if it's Jake Paul or Logan Paul, one of the Paul brothers. His last fight was that big fight that he had where he got knocked out by Anthony Joshua. And for like, it's crazy because Anthony Joshua has been boxing for a while. We know people who watch boxing know about him for years now, but he came out of there. He was all over the media. He went viral and women were thirsting after him. Rightfully so. I mean, I can't hate. I give credit where it's due. The dude is like 6'6", rich, a professional athlete. Chiseled, looks like a damn sculpture, a Greek god. Like, he's the man, you know what I'm saying? But we're talking about somebody who's like in the top 1 percentile for like all types of categories, money included, status, fame, looks, height, like all of that. And women are like, yeah, like, you know, looks matters to us too. Like, looks, and it's like, yeah, we know that looks matter to y'all, but like Anthony Joshua's not checking for any of y'all. So like, you know what I mean? Like, they talk as if they have an opportunity. It's like, you got to be around in his presence. And he has to be available and has to be genuinely interested in you for whatever reason for him to even entertain you. So like, I just feel like that, just generally speaking, some women just think like it doesn't matter. Like, they can have whoever they want. It's like, it doesn't work that way. He's got to want you too. Like, he has to want you back. Like, there has to be some kind of mutual attraction or some, you know what I mean? Like, and they don't see that other part. It's just like, this is what I want. I don't care what he wants. This is what I want. And it's like, but sweetie, he wants something too. What does he want? Do you even know what that is? You know, like, I don't know, man. It's just this disconnect, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah. All right. So let me pivot. All right. So I wanted to, I mean, since we live, we might as well just keep going with it, right? Like,
oh wait, I got a question though. I got a question because I got a note from Nicole and Chelsea because me and Ty have talked about it from our perspective, but like, I'm curious, right? Like, so me and Ty, I don't want to share our opinion first because I don't want to sway your opinion, right? But do you guys feel like women over the past, you know, I don't want to say 40, maybe 40, 50 years, has there been a significant change in women? And do you guys think it's been for the better or for the worse? Do you think they're still the same? But like, just out of curiosity, just to get a perspective from you guys, like, do you think women have changed significantly since like 50 years ago? And if so, in what ways? Just curious.
I mean, I think so.
You
I
think
don't
so?
think, yeah. Like
You
in
think
how
it's-
they act?
I mean, just like me and Ty spoken about like this, like the differences between modern men and modern women, right? And I don't even use the term modern men because men are just men, but I feel like men haven't really changed much. Men are still men. We are still operate on the same values we had, the same, you know what I mean? Like we've changed now as a result of all that, how the dating scene has changed, right? We have to adapt, we have to evolve, but like men haven't changed that much. You know what I mean? We still feel like we have a good idea of our role, of our ranking and here and like where we fit in the hierarchy of like all types of different categories. Like, I don't know. I feel like men still haven't changed as much. And I feel like the biggest changes have been from the opposite gender. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm genuinely asking, like, do you think like women have changed in significant ways over the past 50 years? Or do you think men have? Like, if you think I'm wrong.
I think women have slowly become more career focused versus like having families and wanting a marriage and that kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we
That's
see
what I
that. I
was
agree with
thinking.
that statement. Like, I do feel that way as well. Generally speaking, yeah. What about you, Nicole? Do you think women have changed significantly in the
So that's
past
what I
50
was gonna
years?
say. I was gonna say, as
Yeah.
far as like years ago, you know, women. I know my mom's always saying to me, like, "Oh, well, when you kids were young, like I didn't work and I did this and I made dinner
Yeah.
every day." And I'm like, well, it's not like that, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know that I really know any women that don't work that stay home with their kids. You know, I mean, that's just the
Yeah.
way of the world. I feel like, but I also feel like that's where we're at these days. And like, you have to, like,
You have to, right?
to survive.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And we're not shunning. Listen, me and Ty, we're not shunning people who want to have careers. Like we've always said, if you want to have a career, have that. Like if you are a woman and you want to have a career, that's fine. You know, we get frustrated when like certain women, not all, because I keep saying some because I want to put a disclaimer because then people will be like, not all women. We understand that, right? But like the demographic we're talking about, they've changed. They've become more career oriented, but they still expect men to be traditional. You know what I mean? Like they have changed in significant ways, but they expect men to still operate the same way. And once again, we think that is delusion. Like that is just straight delusion. Like you want to be a modern woman, but you want a traditional man. Like that makes no sense. That makes no sense to us. We don't understand how that works. I don't understand it. I don't know, man.
Because they're not providing any traditional values back to the man.
Exactly. Like, what are we getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we honestly getting from you? Because if you're making money and you make more than us, then you're settling for us now because you make more money than us. So now they're mad because they're settling for a man who makes less. But it's like, but you guys wanted to be the breadwinners. And if you're making money, responsibility comes with that as well, right? Like if the man's making money, he got to take care of almost damn near everything. But all of a sudden you start making money and now it's like, oh, you better not ask me for like what? You know what I'm saying? Like it makes no sense. You got what you wanted, but now it's a problem. I don't know, man. There's the dating scene is cooked. Like I really feel that way. I really do.
No, yeah, facts. All right, so I wanted to pivot. All right, to a different clip that I wanted to address or whatever. And I think it's good to have you guys on here to fight back against my misandry or misogyny.
You know,
this makes me nervous.
you know, it's gonna be chicks in Dubai, like.
So if I'm honest with y'all, I am fine that both of my children's fathers are absent. And honestly, I'm living the dream. Most baby mamas with bitter baby daddies, all they want is for them to disappear. I didn't even have to do that much work. In the first year, gone, disappeared. Ultimately, that allows me to have peace, make all the decision making. I don't have to deal with a man that hates me. And I'm just hoping, ultimately, that it stays just like this. Quiet, peaceful. No angry, insecure man anywhere to be found. And yeah. Children need both parents, Fathers are important to the home, yeah. They are not important to the home if they are not mentally healthy. They are not important to the home if they are not emotionally stable. They are not important to the home if they don't want to parent. So I'll say it again. I am so grateful that both of my children's fathers decided to fully excuse themselves from parenting.
She really thought that was a flex, huh?
Well,
she
you might as well
hit record and got on the internet and really thought this was gonna be a flex. Ladies, we need your opinions. Like, just go to town because she really thought this was a flex. And I was like, yo.
All right, Nicole, what's your thoughts on it?
No, like the whole time I was just thinking, like, that's a horrible mother. Like, because no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to put your kids first. And even if you truly think that the person that's absent would be detrimental to them or it's bad, like, it's good, still, like, in your heart, like, you should feel like, damn, like, this sucks because my kid should have a dad. Like, my kid needs a dad, my kid needs a father figure or whatever. Like, to just, I don't know, to be bragging about it like that, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, that's bad parenting. Like, I don't know. Even if you feel that way, like somewhere in your heart should break for your kids. You know what I mean? Where you don't feel right bragging like that.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Chelsea?
I mean, my issue is if you're choosing you are happy he's not around because he has all these terrible qualities. You chose to have a kid with him.
Two different dudes.
Right. So you chose to have a kid with him, and then you chose to have another kid with another man that had these same qualities. So that's on her for picking two men. Like there's sign, like, you know, if a man wants a kid or not. So like for you to like continue it, I don't know. I feel like this is on her.
I mean, if it happens to you twice, like you're just terrible at doing this shit. Like, you let one dude impregnate you that was not good father material apparently, and you let it happen to you again. Like, you haven't learned your lesson. So the problem is with you. Like, it's not them, it's not anybody else. The problem's with you. You can get fooled once. I think getting fooled twice on some stuff like that, it's like getting scammed for your life savings twice. It's like, are you like, something's wrong with you? Like, do you not want your money? Like, okay, cool, give that shit to me then. Like, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and she's out here like, oh, I'm just so glad they left. Like, I'm so glad. Like, and let's say the next guy that you meet, and Joe and I have done these podcasts before, but like sometimes we watch dating shows and women are like, okay, well, the guy, I have kids, but the guys don't have to worry about the baby dads because they're not around. That is not a flex. That's not. So when dudes hear that, like, we're not like, oh yes, yeah, he's not.
Yeah, you should be running. Like, okay, you're on here.
That is a red flag.
That's a huge red flag.
Huge red flag. Right.
I would much rather hear, oh yeah, I mean, listen, we don't get along, but he's a good father to his kids. Like, that's like, okay, cool. Like, you use your judgment and you pick somebody that's an adequate father to his kids.
Right.
Your ass talking about some, oh, they not even around. Like, you ain't gotta worry about that. We could just call you dad. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't call me dad. Like, I'm like, I'm confused. Like, don't. That's just my 2 cents.
No, absolutely. And me and Ty said this before, and I want to say it now that we're on live, so that anyone who catches this, and so you guys know too, like, we hate the gender war, right? Like, it provides good content, controversial clips, things go viral, contentious conversations where we can go back and forth. But like, we absolutely hate this gender war. We don't feel like it benefits either side, right? So I want to make that explicitly clear. This gender war is stupid. And I also feel like this beef is becoming very, very one-sided because I see so many men being like, yo, we don't want to fight with y'all no more. We'd rather y'all just completely just leave us alone like you say you want to, but instead you make all your content about us. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we don't want to beef with y'all. This beef feels one-sided, right? But no, that you guys all hit the nail on the head. Like, you're flexing that you're a single mom and you have peace, but like, you procreated with deadbeat guys who are not here. Actually, I don't even know the whole story. That's why it's hard for me to even judge the dudes, because guess what? They're not in the picture, right? But you procreated with these dudes who weren't going to be here in the long run, and you think it's a flex, and that makes me sad. And it's also sad because like, that's such a one-sided decision because your child has no say-so. You basically tell that child like, no, you're going to have one parent. You're just going to have me. I'm going to be your everything because I said so. You know what I'm saying? And for me, life is all about relationships. It's all about balance, the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need both energies. You need each other to balance that out. And even if you're not in the same household, being able to co-parent so that at least he's getting his dad's energy when he goes there for the weekend or whenever his dad has him, and then mom can come back and do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's still here. That child is still getting both of those energies. And I feel like it's all about balance. But like, come on now, you really think if she has a son, I don't know what she has, but you're gonna think she's going to teach that son to be a man? And this is no disrespect or shade to ladies, but I'm gonna be very honest. I can't teach my daughter how to be a woman. I can teach her how to pick men wisely. I can teach her how men choose and how men judge women and how men operate in the dating market, the tricks that they play. I can tell her about playboys and players and the smooth talkers. I can tell her about all that stuff. But at the end of the
Is
day,
you
her
one of
mom
them?
has to shape and mold her to become a young lady. I'll help with that too. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not there when she gets her first cycle. I'm not going to be there when she starts getting the cramps. I'm not going to tell her how to style her hair or how to be feminine, or to an extent. But like, mom has to do that. Just like a father has to raise that boy to be a man. In my personal opinion, a woman cannot raise a boy to be a man. She cannot. And I don't think she should have to do that, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So like, so everything is all wrong with this picture. Like,
Yeah.
she really thought this was a flex, and she just was like a big idiot, like a big ass idiot. Like, I'm sorry, this was sad. This was sad
Yeah.
to watch, and I feel really bad for both her kids. I do. I do.
All right. So I want to pivot again. All right. So there's another clip I wanted to show.
Wait,
Oh, go ahead,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Did you think we were going to disagree with you?
Oh no, I didn't think so.
Oh,
Oh, I mean,
it-
right?
it was-
Because you said this joint was crazy. I'm
you
thinking he was
said
gonna
in the
pick something that was
beginning
gonna be
you're-
more controversial. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well, I meant controversial as far as like what she was saying. So,
Oh, I thought you meant.
but
like,
listen,
with
I would have
us.
crushed all three of y'all if that was the problem. I got no
No,
problem.
she's a goofball. She
Yeah.
looks like a damn clown. And
Yeah.
and like I said, I don't know the story about these two men. I hate when like you hear a one side of the story
Yeah.
because I'm always like, I wish I could speak to the other guy and see what happened. Because was
Yeah.
it a situation where he was like, yo, I don't see us being long term. I don't want to be a father. We made a mistake. You know, maybe we shouldn't have this child. And she was like, oh no,
Right.
I'm gonna have this child. You see what I'm saying? Like at that point, like
Right.
there's nothing he can do. But he
Yeah.
done told you off rip, I'm not trying to be here for this kid. And you
Yeah.
still had that kid because of your religious beliefs or because of whatever reason. But like now that child doesn't have a father because you procreated with a man who didn't want to be a father.
Right.
Who didn't, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like it's just
Yeah.
we're no accountability. Oh, but I have peace. You
Yeah.
look stupid. You look dumb.
Quiet and
Yeah.
calm and
You know
peaceful.
what I mean? Like, get out of here
Alright,
with your
so-
bonnet on live. Like, get out of here.
So let me pivot. All right. So we all know Zohran Mamdani. He won the mayor election in New York. He's self-described Democratic socialist. So he's appointed people to his cabinet that are kind of controversial, right? So the person that I wanted to bring up started making her rounds on cable news, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and TikTok, of course. Her name is Sia Weaver, and her title is Director of the Mayor's Office to Protect Tenants. All right. So I want to play a couple clips on her, and I want y'all opinions on how she views housing, like her concepts on housing. All right. So let me share out and let's make it happen.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
All right. So that's the first one. All right. The second one I want to show digs into, a little bit her philosophy on housing a little deeper. All right. Let me pull it up now. Let's see. All right, here we go.
The Social Housing Development Authority to take over their homes, to buy their homes. In other cases, it might happen through like a legal process. A couple of days ago, one of the most notorious slumlords in the city, his name is Ob Shalom. He was arrested because he is treating his tenants so badly, hundreds of thousands of open code violations. In cases like that, where the city is actively pursuing already sort of litigation and enforcement mechanisms against the landlord, the SHDA is an option. We can say, hey, you are not maintaining this building, and we are the city of New York. We have an interest in making sure that housing is well maintained, and we're going to take this building away from you.
All right, so there's another clip I wanted to play, but before I go clip happy or whatever, I'm gonna get perspectives on this. So basically, her philosophy is that housing shouldn't be an individual thing; it should be like a collective. Like the government should own housing, and they should distribute the homes as I don't know, whatever merit system that they seem fair, I guess. So she said that in the first clip, she said that, you know, predominant like a lot of times white, you know, families will have to have a different relationship with housing, meaning they would have to have their houses taken from them. And she also said POCs, people of color, would potentially have the same situation if they own houses and shit like that. So there's one more clip I wanted to show, right? And it's her addressing these controversial comments that she made that end up, you know, going viral and all that stuff, and her making the news. So before, you know, I play that last clip, I wanted to get all three of y'all's perspectives on it, and I'll chime in as well. So let's go with let's Nicole first. What's your thoughts on what you heard, or what's your understanding on it? Let me say that.
Can I start with? So she's like a political, like she works for the mayor or whatever.
She works for the mayor.
I can't get past how like homely looking she is. Like, what is she doing? She's
homeless looking.
Homely, like
Oh.
yeah, like
She doesn't look
the first
professional.
one, she looked like she was in like a dorm room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so like not professional looking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. It took me a minute to like get past that, but
Yeah.
it's that's ridiculous. So you're saying like, so people can't like work for what they want? Like if I want to, you know, work to be housebroke and have a nice huge house or in a certain area that I want or whatever, like the government's going to dictate that?
I mean, that's her philosophy on it. It sounds like it's like, all right,
Ridiculous.
well, I mean that's all right. I will give my opinion on it, but that seems like what her philosophy is. Like, hey, a lot of white people who have owned their homes throughout the generations, they might have to give up their house. You know what I mean? And I mean, go rent from somewhere else. Fucking white people. That's. I mean, I guess that's what she's trying to say, and she's white too. So, anyway, go ahead, Joe.
I'm confused because he was just running on decreasing the rent? Like, did he say anything about people that own their homes already?
He hasn't really spoke. I've never heard him talk about, you know, people giving up their houses and stuff like that. But
he ran on rent control.
He ran on rent control. Yeah,
Okay.
Putting caps on how much people can raise
Yeah.
rent.
Okay. So
But
then
he appointed
does
her to
this
this
affect,
office.
like
and-
tenants? Or, I mean, landlords?
Yeah, well, she in the second clip I played, she was like, "Yo, like if you guys got like if a landlord has like multiple building violations, like we might take that building from you." That's what she said. That was, I mean, it was verbatim. She was like, "Yeah, if you guys are violating X, Y, and Z, the government, well, the city of New York might take your building from you."
But isn't that like opposite of what he ran on?
I mean, not really. He's a socialist, so he's more like, okay, well, I'll take from the people who have money and give to the people who don't have money.
Oh,
He's a
right.
democratic socialist.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of
he-
on.
okay.
That's kind of on message with him. He's like, okay, cool. Like, I'll take from the rich people and give to the poor people, and then when the poor people become the new rich people, I'll take from them and then give to the new poor people. That's what it seemed like to me, anyway. But, all right, Joe, what's your thoughts on Sia Weaver and what her philosophy is on housing?
I mean, well, for the second point, which is the whole thing about taking buildings away from landlords if they don't keep up with the building, right? If they are failing building inspections and not keeping up and maintaining those buildings, if something like that were to happen, I would be okay if there was like a process, not just a like one strike and you're done, but a process that's like, listen, we're monitoring these buildings now, because if you're charging your tenants this much rent, especially because a lot of building tenants up the rent, like let's say for New York, for example, which is where Mayor Mamdani, sorry, rent is ridiculously high. If you are not keeping up with your building and it's not passing inspections, there's a process in which that building might be taken away from you. So because otherwise it's like, what's the consequence of people charging a ridiculous amount of rent and not maintaining the building when the tenants are asking for that? You know, like what's the consequence to that? Is there a consequence right now? So what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know about taking the building away. If there's a process before it gets to that point, I'm perfectly okay with that. If it's going to be as radical as like one strike and you're done, that's ridiculous. No one's going to vote for that. That's not going to pass. But my question is, what is the consequence for these tenants, for these building owners who are not putting in the proper work to maintain these buildings while charging a ridiculous amount of rent, right? So that's the second point. But for the first point, when we're talking about housing, like I don't know how, like I know how Ty feels about it to an extent, right? But if we're talking about democratic socialist policies and collective housing and things like that, we got to ask ourselves, what process, what system do we have now? And is it working? Is it sustainable? because I've told Ty this plenty of times, and this is still true. There are more empty homes in America than there are homeless people. Sorry, unhoused people, whatever the term is, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like we have a system now where there are more homes, empty homes, people are not living in them, perfectly good homes, than we have homeless people. So you got to ask yourself, is the system that we have now, is it working? Is it sustainable? You know what I mean? We have private companies coming in and buying, basically building communities that are built to rent. So they're making it so that people can't own homes anymore. You have companies like Vanguard and BlackRock going into like these communities all over the country and buying up entire communities of houses so that other people don't have access to them, so that people can't buy them. All you can do is rent. Or they're making it so that people can't have access to these housing. You can't be an owner. And even now with the system we have, like I just bought my home. I'm paying a mortgage. Yeah, I bought it and my name's on the deed, but I still feel like the bank owns my home because I'm still paying the bank that money. And if something happens and I fall on hard times, my bank will be repossessed, right? That's the system. So even now, I still don't feel like I'm a homeowner. Not until that mortgage is paid off. I feel like the bank owns my home. So when we talk about housing, you got to ask, is the system that we have now working and is it fair? You know what I mean? If we're not talking about that, then talking about her policies or whatever they're trying to do, for me is a little pointless because it's like, well, what's the alternative? Do you support what we have going on now? And like you said, public housing is one of the biggest issues right now in America, in our country. People can't afford housing. The interest rates have fallen recently, you know, but that's super recent. You know what I mean? When people bought houses in 2020, the interest rate was like 2.5. The past 2 years, it hasn't gone below 6. So that's a huge difference. You see what I'm saying? So I guess I'm open to hear what they have to say because I'm always looking for alternatives. If you keep doing things the same way and expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity, right? So like we have to try something different. What that looks like, I don't know. But if we don't try out of fear, like we'll never know.
What's funny that you mentioned a BlackRock and
Vanguard, all those private equity
because you know
companies
that Trump passed an executive order to where he's stopping those big companies from purchasing real estate.
I heard that, and kudos to Trump because as you can see, it is an issue. It's an issue. It's driving housing costs up.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Like I thought you would be like F it either way because it's from Trump. Because I know you.
I
don't
give
like
credit
him.
where it's due. I'm not one-sided on my politics.
Fair.
I keep the same energy as both parties.
So my issue is this. All right. Joe, you mentioned the fact that there's more homes than homeless people in America.
Yes,
they did
more
this in
empty
California.
homes than homeless people.
Empty homes, right? They did this in California. They put billions, like 200, what was like 150, $200 billion into the homelessness crisis, while Gavin Newsom was governor. So some like watchdog report came out. What was it about? Maybe like a week ago. It was on CNN. He mentioned it on CNN, but. What would you guess the turnover rate of giving housing to the unhoused? Like out of 100%. So say you have 100 unhoused people and you just say, hey, we got all these resources, we got all this money from all these taxes that we doing, that we taking from all these rich people, and boom, here's an apartment, here's a house, here's whatever, live there. How many out of those 100 people would you guess were actually able to maintain that home and stay there and live there and flourish? Like out of 100 people, how many of those people do you think was able to live there?
Like 40%.
What would you guess, Joseph? I'm not sure. Oh, Nicole, what would you guess? Out of those 100 people, they gave 100 people homes. Boom, here you go. We got all these homes in America. We taxed all these rich people. Boom, here's a state-of-the-art home. Live there. There you go. Knock yourself out.
It's got to be low.
Give me a number.
20%.
What you think 50%, Joe?
I'm gonna just go half. I don't really know. I'm gonna say half.
It was like 13%, bro. It was like 13% out of the homeless people that they gave these homes to, or like gave like properties. And I'm not saying like mansions or anything like that. Well, that would probably be lower, but they gave these homes to. So it's not a matter of we got all these homes, let's just throw these people in these homes, because they give these homes, they can't maintain it.
Right? You got to maintain a home.
So it's not it's a deeper issue than that. T.I. said the same thing when he quote unquote retired rapping. He was like, he was in Atlanta. He was like, I was doing all this thing. I was putting all this money into the black community, making people, stay in these homes and stuff like that. He was like, bro, it was such a fruitless thing because they would F up everything. Nobody cared about the homes. Nobody X, Y. So T.I. said the same thing. So it's not like, I think that I don't know what the solution would be to the unhoused problem, but giving them a house ain't the thing because they're not going to take care of it. So I mean, I'm
Well, either
I'm
that or
not,
they can't afford it.
well, I mean, well,
Some yes, some
you
won't
can't do
take care
both.
of it, but
You can't give them a home and be like, okay, here's a home and here's $100,000 job right here. That's impossible to do. So I mean, either you gotta
I don't think it's impossible.
you're not giving everybody $100,000 a year job
If our
and a
country
house.
has
You're not
$20
doing
billion,
it.
if our country has $20 billion to just give to bail out Argentina from their economic collapse, if we have $40 or $50 billion to just toss at Israel, who, by the way, has universal health coverage that we pay for with our tax dollars, and we don't have universal health coverage, by the way. If we have all this money to fund all these wars, where is the money for America? That's my whole thing. We have billions of dollars to fund all these things in all these other countries, but you mean to tell me it's impossible to find a way? Oh, let me finish my point. Please, let me finish my point. Let me just finish my point. We have all this money as a government, right, to fund all these different foreign countries and all these things going on to fund wars, to take over Venezuela, which is now a crap show right now. We have all this money to do that. For tax breaks for the rich, for Elon Musk and all the billionaires. Elon Musk is going to be the first freaking multi-trillionaire probably because of all the tax breaks. We have all this money to do that, but you're telling me it's impossible to find a way to make housing to make housing for Americans more affordable, and not only that, give them a way so they can afford to live in that house. That's impossible.
What I'm saying, I'm
asking you because you're saying it's impossible. You think that's impossible?
I'm saying I don't think it's possible to say, hey, every homeless person in America, here's a home. Oh, and so you can maintain that home. Here's $100,000 a year.
You probably could do that.
That's never.
You probably could do that, but all our money is going to foreign
countries. And if that did happen, please let me know. I will be the first person, motherfucker. I will quit my job tomorrow. I'll go to work and be like, hey, boss,
Chelsea Nicole, I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying we have to be a socialist country. What I am saying is when we're arguing about how, listen, first of all, it's a bad policy. Whatever they did in California, I will criticize and say, listen, that was just crappy policy. Bad policy is bad policy. It's going to fail no matter what, right? We could do better policy. We can actually put more energy into figuring out what's the best way to do that. But to tell me that to give Americans affordable housing and livable wages while we're giving billions of dollars to other countries is absolutely insane. Where's your energy against that? I'd rather that money stay here and make our lives easier, not some foreign country. Like I said, most people go bankrupt in this country because of healthcare. We're funding Israel and they have universal health coverage. We don't have that. We have people dying because they don't have enough coverage. We have people underinsured. So don't tell me we ain't got money. We ain't got money for Americans. I'm America first. Take care of our people first. Right. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole point.
How about we address the actual person?
But I'm addressing it. What I'm saying is
but what's like I'm saying her philosophy. Her philosophy is, hey, there shouldn't be private ownership. There should be a government-owned ownership. So the house that you're talking about that you bought not too long ago, her philosophy is, yo, I'm taking Joe's house. It's going to be a government.
That's not her philosophy. I didn't get that at all from that. And nor did I get about white people losing their houses too. You interjected that. I didn't hear anything about race.
I'll play it again for you.
You don't have to play it again. I heard it. Like she didn't say nothing about white people getting their houses taken away. And she definitely said she want to move towards more of a collective way to do housing instead of privatizing it.
A collective way of doing house. So if your house isn't private, which means it's yours.
She's not saying
it's a collective way. So explain what collective versus private is then.
She's not saying we're going to
your house right now is private, right?
She's not saying people who own homes right now. She's not saying people who have homes right now, we're going to take your homes. What she is saying is we have to find a system where private equity companies are coming in and buying up all of the. Let me finish. Please, you asked me a question.
She did not say private equity company,
but I can't answer your question if you get made up that you're. I can't answer your question. Do you want to answer?
After you're done, I'll play it because you're adding shit to the.
I'm not adding it to it. She
never said anything about private equity companies. You're making that up.
But that's Ty. You literally said Trump is trying to pass legislation to make so that
I'm talking about her. I ain't talking about Trump. I ain't talking about Santa Claus. I ain't talking about nobody else.
That's the issue. But that is the issue that is being addressed. It is the fact that the housing prices are.
Why don't we just watch it again? Play it again.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense. So.
I'm just saying. I mean, just play it again.
We can, yeah.
I'm lucky for you guys. I'm used to settling fights between boys all day long.
Well, thank you, Nicole. I ain't hear nothing about taking my home away. I did not think she was going to take my home away. Like, I didn't get that vibe at all. That's why I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? It's some Fox News stuff.
She never said nothing about no.
That is some crazy Fox News idea that she's gonna take everybody's home
Joe
away.
Stuff. She never said private equity.
Stop watching Fox News, bro.
Stop just making stuff up and waking
up.
I'm not dreaming shit. Here we go right here.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good. And
how do you interpret that? We treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good. How would you interpret that? Nothing comes to mind. Nothing. No private equity firms. No, nothing comes to mind.
That
just
housing, almost it sounds like housing should be a right.
All right, bro. I didn't know it was a smoke day.
Where did she say that she's gonna take people's homes away?
Saying
did y'all get that vibe? Ask the ladies.
Private versus
ladies, chime in. From that, did you get that she was gonna take your homes?
Chelsea, what do you get from that comment? I'll play
Seriously.
it again. I'll play it again. Just
let me know if I'm lost.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good.
Individualized good is not a collective good. So if it's something is an individualized good versus a collective good, how do you interpret that, Chelsea?
I don't. To be honest, I don't even know what a collective.
It's everybody. Everybody owns it. So individualized is you. Collective is everybody. All right. What about you, Nicole?
It sounds like she's saying like she thinks it's a problem that for the last how many centuries people had their own. Like I own my own home.
I thought the same thing. Let's keep.
I didn't get that.
Like she wants it to be collective.
So, yeah. So I'll give you an example, right? And it's and this the parallels, right? So with healthcare, right? We're talking about housing.
Wait. Let's let her finish her thing, and then we could go into a tangent.
Oh, she's saying more to this? Oh,
and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity.
Shared equity
will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
I didn't see the white people part. You were right on that. I misspoke. Yeah. She did say white people specifically, which is weird.
She basically saying anybody owns a home. That's why she said
that's weird.
She's saying they're gonna have a different relationship to property.
Right. I don't know what that means.
Able to own their own home.
I don't know if
it didn't. I don't. Yeah.
Say that again, Joe.
Because it wouldn't be individual anymore.
It would be collective. It would be owned by some collective body. And it wouldn't be yours. So you wouldn't be like, hey, this is my house. It shouldn't be an individual good. It should be a collective good, which means, I guess, everybody has equity in everybody else's houses. Whatever that means, I have no idea. But what it doesn't mean to me is that you don't own your own home anymore. She doesn't think that you should own your own home, particularly if you're white.
I didn't get that. I don't know what it means. I don't know what like your relationship to property is going to change. I don't know what that means.
But we do know what the word individual means, and we do know what the word collective mean, right? So those two things are opposites, right? So if I have a fruit roll up, it's individual to me. I'm eating this fruit roll up. If we have a fruit roll up, I gotta split this fruit roll up with all three of y'all on the panel. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm. No, you don't have to split it with us.
But if it's partly yours and you want a piece of it, I gotta give you some.
Yeah, but are you the only person who has a fruit roll up?
There's one fruit roll up.
There's
one fruit roll up, and we
all see. This is an extreme example. Now you have one fruit roll up.
It's a logical example that you're choosing not to.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying there isn't just one home. There are so many empty homes that don't have people living in them. You're talking about. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Listen, I hear your example, but like that would all. You're assuming that you're the only person who has a fruit roll up. So I don't even. The framing of this argument is ridiculous. That was
we.
And what flavor is it? I might not even like the flavor of fruit roll up that you have.
It's the flavor you like. Whatever flavor you like. So there's a fruit roll up that's $1. We all put a quarter in to get the fruit roll up. We all want a piece of it.
So can I offer an interpretation of this because it doesn't make sense,
please,
right? But
please,
I'm not going to change the subject matter, right? But just the parallel. So right now, when I think of individual and collective, I think of private and shared. Right? Private and kind of like shared, or if not private or just owned by the people, right? Like it's either owned by some private company or private equity, or whatever it is we're talking about is owned by the people. The people own it. So for example, the means of production, you could have a business that's owned by one person. He's the CEO or whatever the executive, whatever his role is. He owns that entire business. He dictates the rules. He might have a board of people who advise him, but he sets the pay. He tells you how many people get paid, how many sick days you get, if you're going to get hired, if you're at will. He determines that. If that business, let's say it's a factory, is a collective factory, the workers own that factory. They make the rules. They set the wages. They determine what gets produced. You see what I'm saying? It's not just on one person who owns the entire property. The workers do. They have all the investment in that company, and they work collectively to run that company instead of just a couple bigwigs who make six-figure salaries while giving people crappy wages or no health insurance. You see what I'm saying? Like, the people make the rules. Or you could talk about healthcare, where you have a privatized system like we do now, where your insurance, basically, if you're poor and old, they got you. You have Medicaid, you have Medicare. Those people in between, you're screwed because your health insurance is basically tied to your job. And if your job doesn't have health insurance, don't offer that, you don't have health insurance. So now you're either underinsured or you have none. Now, if it was collective, we'd have something like, say, Israel, which we fund by the billions of dollars. Our tax dollars pay for Israel's universal health coverage. Canada, right above us, they have universal health coverage. That is a collective good. That's when you move healthcare from being privatized and private companies making billions of dollars off of it and offering crappy health insurance, or make it more collective where everyone has access to it. And then maybe it's run by, listen, I don't trust the government. I hate the government, but maybe it's run by a government or some kind of agency putting regulations. But that's the difference between something being individual and something being collective. Did I make that point like kind of clear? Like whether you're talking about companies or businesses or healthcare, you can make it an individual way or you can make it a collective way, which means people have more access to it. People have more stake in it. People have more buy-in. Like it's not just private companies owning everything. The people own it.
Yeah, but when you put it in the context of something that's concrete, like a house, and someone saying, hey, this is a private house, but now we're going to change this private house into a collectively owned house, the person that owns that house is like, what the fuck? I don't want that to be the case. I want to keep owning my house.
Well, do you want banks and private companies to own communities of houses, or would you rather people own them?
The person, whoever owns it, wants to own it. So,
right, but banks have an infinite amount of money to come in and just buy communities of housing, pushing up basically monopolizing the housing market so that the average American can't afford houses. Would you rather that be the case?
No.
I'm asking. That's what we have now.
Well, you're conflating two issues. You're conflating.
I'm not conflating two issues.
But you are though.
We're talking about private versus collective.
Because what she mentioned was people who own their homes. She said she didn't say, hey, the bank owns their home. So she's saying people who already currently own their home. Saying, hey, we're going to move that to a privately owned home to a collectively owned home. That's not the same as the bank owning your home. That's different. That's a different conversation. If the bank owns my home, the bank owns my home. If I own my home, that's different than the bank owning my home. But if the government comes in and says, hey, we're going to change this from a Tyrese owned home to a collectively owned home, that's terrible news for Tyrese.
I don't think she's going to do that, though.
That's what she said, though. Whether or not she's going to do it,
we don't know what she said because it's ambiguous. Actually,
I know what she said.
You're the only one who understood that.
She said transitioning to collective.
That's what she said.
She did, yeah. But she's saying the relationship with your property is going to be different. I don't know what that means.
Because you're not going to own the home anymore.
I didn't get that from that. For me, it's ambiguous. For me, it's like I really have to hear I would like to actually hear this policy fleshed out so I can give it a better criticism, because a 30-second sound bit is not helping me right now. Like, I need more context for this policy is what I'm saying. Like, you could take any argument, take 30 seconds of it, and then criticize it and trash it to hell. I'd rather hear the policy fleshed out before I can actually make an informed opinion on it, because right now I feel like it's ambiguous right now. But what I am trying to say is that, like, do you guys support the housing market in the way that it is run now? That's my question to you. Like, do you guys support the system that we have now? Are you happy with the way we have now? Would you like to see it run differently? And if so, what does that look like? Because just complaining about what else someone else is trying to do without offering a solution is like, you're just complaining. So then are you happy with the system? And if not, how do you make it fair? They're at least trying to do something different than what we already have done, because housing is a huge issue right now. It's been an issue for a while, for past 5 or 6 years. So if we're talking about housing, like I said, that's the question that I have for all of you all. Like, are you happy with the way it's run now? Do you have an alternative? Because what are we going to do differently? Something has to change. And we have the money to do something different. We just keep giving it to foreign countries. So don't say the money's not there. We have plenty of money.
We can give it to homeless people and let them,
So you always take the extreme. I'm trying to help
$1
listen, I don't care if you're a Democrat or you're ladies. I'm not a MAGA fan.
I'll go live out on the street right away.
Hey, Social Security, I'm quitting.
Yeah, I feel like it's two different things. I feel like if it's like what Joe's saying is like whatever solution he's saying that he thinks we need to come up with is going to benefit everybody.
Yes,
like, that's one thing. But then if you're talking about like, just like, oh, you're homeless here, you get a home. Like, well, no, I think that's fucked up. Like, well, then I'll be homeless and give me a home. Like, if I work for my home, You know what I mean? But if you're saying like just something it's going to benefit the homeless people and it's going to benefit me, the already homeowner that's paying whatever interest rate on my mortgage or whatever, like something like that. Like if it's fair to everybody, that's one thing.
But
Listen,
and that's
I know
fair.
how to. I could
And Nicole,
go
that's fair.
get a stick with a
Yeah.
bandana and some baked beans. I start walking in Center City right now.
So
Give
Nicole,
me-
I
give me
agree
a-
with you, right? That it should be fair across the board, as fair as possible, I should say, because you're never going to get something absolute, right? Even the system we have now isn't as fair as possible. It could be better, right? There's always room for improvement. But think about it. If you think about crime in society, what do you think the major source of crime is? If you could pinpoint anything, maybe 2 or 3 things if you can't, but what do you think the major source of like criminal activity is?
Yeah, I can't even tell you.
I don't know.
What do you think? Why do you think people commit crimes? I don't think people are
why they do it?
inherently bad. Why do you think people commit crime?
To make money.
Either lack of some kind of lack of resources. Either you don't have money, or you don't have housing, or you don't have both. So what do people go do if they don't have it? They go and commit crime to get what they need. Am I justifying crime? No. But as a society, if you want to minimize crime, you have to make living more affordable. That means better wages. Wages have been stagnant since the 1960s. The cost of living has gone up significantly since the 60s, but our wages have been pretty much stagnant. Meanwhile, all the rich people keep getting richer. See what I'm saying? Like, you guys understand, like, whether you're a MAGA, whether you're a crazy liberal snowflake who can't define what a woman is, whether you're anything, I support Americans of all economic classes. I fight for Americans. I don't care what your party is.
Well,
I don't
not
care
all.
what your color is.
Let's be honest about that.
I know. I'm
Let's-
just saying.
No. You do
I
not support
want
Americans
everyone
all
to
economic
benefit from it.
classes. If you hit a millionaire, billionaires.
I don't think
that they
billionaires should exist.
Yeah,
You're right.
you think they should be like.
I don't think they
lined
should
up and-
exist.
and
You're right. I don't think
grenades
billionaires should
thrown at
exist.
them,
You're
so-
absolutely right. I don't think they should exist. They don't.
What about
I
billionaires?
stand by
So,
that.
that,
So-
so that's not
but-
supporting all economical classes.
That's definitely not supporting.
I don't
all
think the world
economic
needs
classes
billionaires.
at all.
I'm sorry, I don't. If you do, that's fine. I don't think the world needs billionaires. I don't. Not with as much poverty and inequity that we have. I don't think so. No.
Well, I'm assuming that you don't order from Amazon anymore. I'm assuming that as soon as he hit $1 billion, you say, "I'm done with ordering Amazon."
I also
If I go-
fly
next time I go to your house, I
airplanes.
see
I
Amazon
also
package, I'm
fly
throwing it in the
airplanes.
trash.
I also use Netflix. I do all of that.
So
like,
all those
I'm,
companies,
I'm,
you know,
But
that's
every
this is
time
a
you
bigger
use it, you're
conversation.
just giving them money. That's their.
He don't see it that
okay,
way.
but I live in this. So am I supposed to just not operate in the society that we live in?
You can go live in the mountains.
No, but that's just part of the society and economic classes that there's going to be different.
I don't
classes.
support billionaires. I'm sorry, I don't. You can't ever
But you do,
convince me
though.
that
If you
billionaires are
bought something from
necessary in
Amazon, you
society.
support
They're
billionaires.
not. I don't support
And you use
billionaires. So you're
Facebook?
right. I don't. I think they should be taxed fairly. I think that billionaires pay far less than we do as far as proportion wise. I think that we should tax billionaires more like Reagan did. Well, actually, Reagan cut it like FDR did. America was the strongest when corporations were paying a 90% tax rate. That's when America was strong and thriving, and we could have one income funding a family, and education was better. That was in the 60s. That was in the 60s with FDR.
Yeah, but that's
when
these
America
hoes
has the
wasn't
strongest
trying to
economic
travel
growth.
all the time, bro. Like that's a
I'm
whole
sorry?
different- That's when these hoes wasn't trying to travel all the time, though. Like they
I'm
wasn't trying to be
being
Carmen
serious,
Right,
like-
you
Sandiego.
weren't trying to go to Dubai every weekend.
Yeah,
I think
that's
people
your-
forget that. I think people forget that a corporate tax rate was at 1.90%, but somehow this is why I want these conversations to be productive. Like I know we can have like moments of like going viral and trying to gotcha, but like my whole thing is that I'm not trying to own the libs and I'm not trying to own the MAGA people. Like I don't care. I want what's better for Americans, not rich people, not the super wealthy, for everyday Americans. And I think and I think
can I
that
ask you a
they
philosophical
divided
question?
us.
Because this is getting long. I want to like end it.
I think
real
it's a
soon.
good conversation to
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
though. We need to have conversations like
But let me ask you a
this.
philosophical question. So, at what dollar amount should people stop being able to make money? Like, is in your head, is there a certain million?
I
you
think
should
that
get to
after
where
I
it's
think that
you
after
can
a
no
person
longer
makes
make any profit.
I think that you should implement a marginal tax rate, and I think that after your $4 millionth dollar, your tax rate should be different. It should be much higher. So after you make your $4 millionth dollar, there's a marginal tax rate that taxes every dollar you make after that. That's what I believe in, and I think that is fair. And I'm going to 4 million. If you want to make it 5, fine, make it 5. Remember, we're talking about billionaires. $5 million ain't nothing to a billionaire. That is a drop in the bucket. So I think that there should be a marginal tax rate. That is what I feel would benefit society. We
Okay,
don't have
well,
anything like that.
All right, so 4 million. At least you gave me a number. Last time I had
Yeah,
this conversation with
I
other
can give you a number
They
because I
can't-
know you
they
could
can't
ask
give you
4
numbers. Like,
million.
they'd be
Every
like,
dollar
"Oh,
after
well,
your
it
$4 millionth
depends on
dollar,
blah,
it's a
blah,
marginal
blah."
tax rate,
Well,
and
listen.
tax it at like say 50 or 60%. And you're still gonna be wealthy.
Well,
You're still not gonna be without. You're gonna have
well,
plenty of money.
if the No Picks podcast ever makes it into that territory, I hope you got the same energy because I will definitely be
I just-
underreporting. I'll be underreporting my
We'll,
shit.
we'll replay the podcast.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah,
I
they're gonna
just-
be like, oh, they taking all my money. But anyway,
I think it's ladies, and Ty is already on his page, and that's fine. But ladies, I want you to understand, like the rich have convinced us that we've demonized the poor, we've demonized the working class. They've painted the average American as lazy, unmotivated. They've used immigrants as scapegoats and try to demonize them to move away from bigger issues that are happening. Not to mention, we've not even talking about Epstein anymore, which they've completely swept under the rug, which is absolutely insane because that was a huge issue before this thing with Venezuela started. But like the rich people want us to hate each other. They want us to fight each other because when we fight and we argue over the stupid stuff, or not stupid, not to belittle people's feelings and things, but when we fight over these things, that's how they want us because they can conquer us that way. So like sometimes people make arguments and I'm like, bro, like we're on the same team. Like you don't understand. Like I want what's best for Americans. I'm not fighting for the rich who have convinced us that we're all evil and that we should be fighting each other. F that. I don't. There is power in people, in us. We have that power. So that's where every time my stance comes from, I always tell Ty, America first. I'm not even a MAGA person. I hate the Democrats. I also hate the Republicans. I hated Kamala Harris. I hate Donald Trump. I hated all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep the energy for both parties. I want what's best for America. I don't want to do this petty back and forth of like stupid, like not stupid, sorry, but like, you know what I mean? Like we have more in common than the rich people like to make it seem. And I feel like they're dividing us even more. And we need solidarity more than anything right now because our country is so fragmented, right? So when I have these conversations, it's not to one up anybody, but it's just to be like, can we have more productive conversations? Can we actually move towards solutions instead of just demonizing a certain demographic and going back and forth about that and nothing happening? The needle not even moving an inch. You know what I mean? The mayor of New York just got funding for legislation for cheaper child care. They just passed like a budget of like I think like 200 million, and that goes for anybody, not just poor people. Anybody from any class is going to benefit from this, and it's for like funding for I think like the next 5 years, so that the cost of childcare is cheaper. You see, that's something I can stand by. That doesn't just benefit the rich people or the poor people. Everybody benefits from that because childcare is an extremely important issue. So that would be something that you would call socialist. I'm okay with that. You see what I'm saying? Like we have money to fund all these wars, but you mean we can't fund not free, but like cheaper health, childcare? You know how much it costs to put one kid in there, especially a kid who's like not even potty trained yet, and God forbid that child has special needs. It's expensive.
I don't understand why people live in New York anyway. Like I'm like, bro, like why is it so expensive to live
Because
there? Why
they
y'all
do,
going so
and I'm not
hard
going to make them. I'm not going to demonize them because they live there.
I mean,
they live in
listen,
New
you
York.
keep saying I'm making
How
a
you gonna
comment.
blame
And
them
you're
for
saying
living in
I'm
New York?
demonizing
They live in New York, bro. Like, what you mean? Why people live in New York? They live in New York. It is what it is. It wasn't always as expensive as it is now. It wasn't always the case. It wasn't.
You see the clips online and stuff like of the apartments that they live in. And it's like, bro, like anyway,
because they live in New York, bro. It's not that easy to just uproot and move somewhere else. You got to have a job that's either paying the same amount. All their family might be in New York. You might have to move somewhere where you have no family, no economic opportunities. Maybe you love the city and you don't want to be in a rural area because people always like go to Virginia, go down south, buy a big ass house and some land.
Pay for the
I
privilege
won't
to
live in no rural area right now. Well, not me.
Then that's cool.
I'm just saying,
like I moved to
people live in New
Delaware
York
because it's like, okay, well, buying a house in Philly versus buying a house in Jersey versus buying a house in Delaware. Delaware was the cheapest. So I'm like, okay,
but think
cool.
about the framing. So instead of saying why is New York so expensive to live in and how can we make it more affordable? Your question is, why do people even live in New York? That's insane, bro. No, that framing is just wrong in my opinion.
Your question was like a philosophical, like I'm gonna change the world because I'm gonna take all this money from rich people and give it to poor people. My
Ty will take my point and
exaggerate just a bottom rung. Hey, you know what? I wonder why people live there. I wonder why people live in LA. Like it's so expensive to live there.
I just never hear people like you arguing about the rich people robbing our country blind.
Because my personal belief is that
I never hear your energy for that. But you'll crap on the average American.
And I can still live a regular life.
Americans, I love y'all.
Do anything. Same thing
I
with
love
you.
Americans. I'm sorry. I'm proud to be an American. I love Americans.
I mean, don't you
I think that we're great. I do. I'm not going to demonize America, and that's the cop out. Why don't you just move? No, I want to make my country better.
You say Canada's a better place.
I want to make my.
I keep waiting to hear the Bomb Show, the podcast. Where
they say that that's such a Fox News talking point. Why don't you just move?
The America and Canada show.
That's such a cop out. That's such a cop out. That doesn't even make the conversation productive. Why don't I just move? Because I live here. Because my family's here.
Okay,
what do you mean? What I just moved?
And live in a better place in Canada.
Why not challenge the system and make it better? Why not want better for our country instead of just running away from the issues that we have here? I want to make my country better.
Just giving people money. You have to give people.
Don't y'all believe in Make America Great Again?
And give and want to succeed and develop.
Ladies,
those
I'm
tools
sorry. We don't mean to
succeed when-
dominate this conversation. Like, we really
No,
don't.
you
Like, I'm
dominated
so
the conversation.
sorry.
I'm just getting a little bit of comments at the end.
Please
when
slip
we
in.
play this back, it's a Joe monologue. Like it's
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I just
I'm not,
feel
you
like
don't
the
have to
framing of
apologize.
these
I'm just
conversations.
responding to what you're saying. Like you
I'm
try
just
to get these
saying,
little
it's
like
just
comments
crazy.
in, and I'm gonna respond. Like
Play it
I'm not
back.
gonna be
My points are very clear. I fight for
They are.
Americans. I fight for everyday Americans. I don't care what color you are. I don't care. I want to make America great again. And I genuinely mean that. Not the crappy, empty way that Trump has done it. I want to make this country great. I genuinely do. Or the Democrats. Like I said, I hate both parties. So you can't tell me, well, the Democrats, I hate them too. They're scumbags. Like, you know what I mean? Some people are genuinely just tired of the system that we have. It sucks.
I'm chilling. Like
It sucks. Like, let's have better conversations, man. Like, about more productive. Sorry, not better, productive. Like, I want answers. I want solutions, not just like
I got
straw man arguments.
that's the solution is all right. Listen, we're gonna keep going back and forth. Listen, let us know what y'all think, family. This is a lot. This is really like an impromptu live. The live was a mistake. I was just trying to record a couple episodes before whatever.
All right.
But I don't know. I mean, it turned into an hour and what?
Well,
10
maybe
minutes?
final thoughts for the ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. I really didn't mean to
whatever y'all
dominate.
want to talk
Like,
about. Whatever the videos that
I would love some
whatever
final
caught your
thoughts.
eye.
Tell me
Y'all
if
got
I'm
uncomfortable
crazy.
smiles on your faces. Right
Tell me if you all with Ty. I don't care. I'm not going to judge your opinion, but like, just any thoughts on anything what we said. And I'm sorry for like if I dominated. I wasn't trying to. I'm very passionate about this. Like, our country needs a lot of help, and I'm tired of fighting people. Like, I want to find common ground. That's all. So I would love to hear your final thoughts, ladies.
No, I feel like I can't have a final thought because we really didn't come to a conclusion of what the video even was that we started watching. So, I mean, to me, it sounded like she was saying, if I own my home by no choice of my own, I'm not going to be able to own my home anymore. And that's why my first thing, right after we watched it the first time, I was like, that's crazy. If I want to work to purchase a certain specific home, like I should be able to do whatever I want with my money. I don't know.
You scumbag. Home owning scumbag.
Stop demonizing.
Yeah.
What's your thought, so that was just it. Just don't demonize.
No, I mean, I agree with Nicole. I took it as her saying individual to collective, and then they want to transition the collective. That just, to me, made it seem like they're not really going to let people own it. Doesn't, to me, I didn't take it as like the bank owning it. It was like, if you pay the mortgage, you paid off your house, and you own your house, like that's how I took it.
Well, AI taking over anyway, so we all want to be homeless in like 20 years.
The bigger point is somebody should tell her that she should dress a little more professional.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Like, she literally looked like some random like TikTok lady in her bedroom or her dorm room or something. Like, that was, if you didn't tell me who she was, I never in a million years would have guessed that she was anything like that.
Sia Weaver. We're gonna listen. Y'all gonna see her in the news. I mean, maybe not. Maybe. I mean, if Madani.
That scares me though. The way she came on, like, it didn't look professional at all. Like, you're on the news. It's gonna go viral. Like, why would you not want to present a better image of yourself if you're going to be running or helping run New York? Like, that for me just sends a bad
it's like such
image.
a bad look.
That concerns me. I agree with you, Nicole. I didn't like that at all. I'm not a fan of that. I agree.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for joining us or watching it later, whatever people end up doing. Don't worry, I'm gonna chop this up, chop and screw it, and put multiple episodes out anyway, like I did last time. So if you didn't catch it, you'll catch pieces of it in different days. I mean, I had fun.
Let me know what day you're playing the last like 20 minutes, because that was I'll rewatch that.
It's always fun going at it.
More of what you guys were saying, because you were both like just.
I know. I'm sorry, man. Like, I wasn't trying to talk over you, Ty. It never goes well when we do that.
It's always fun going at it with Joe. This is what I do. I enjoy it. Hopefully,
he gets
Joe
laughs out of it. He gets me riled up and he just laughs. Like, you mother effer. You know what I mean? He gets his rocks off.
It's easy to get your feathers ruffled, Joe.
I know. I love the people, man.
Listen, let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe. I mean, if y'all want to donate the 6,000 people that joined the crew, I can. I'm not gonna say don't. Man, anyway, we gotta save up for new podcast stuff. Like, I'm holding my shit. Like, anyway, it broke. My man broke it. Anyway, I didn't even go there. Anyway, listen, let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment.